we are recording. There we go, and we can get started. So, so we wanted to start off by just asking you, why you were selling your service station and why you have it on the market. We don't have any
Awesome.
information.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? Completely love my company. It's fabulous. It's been a great business for me to run, but honestly, it's time for me to retire. My husband and I have some retirement dreams that we'd like to pursue, and because of that, we thought it was time to kind of put our gas station out there and see if we might be able to find someone to purchase it for us. And yeah, allow us to retire. So love the business, great company, and a little sad to let it go. To be completely honest, it's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears for a number of years, as I'm sure you can well imagine.
What are you going to do when you retire?
Well, that's an awesome question. We are planning on sailing around the world. So I'm an avid sailor, and we'll when we do retire, we'll take a little trip around the world and explore what's out there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
One of us trip around the world.
So, how long have you been wanting to sell this station for?
We've been thinking about it for a little while. Probably, off and on for a couple of years, been talking about it. But really only looking at actively selling over the past number of months, just as, we're starting to think more seriously about retirement.
Have you got any other offers? Have you put anything else out there for anybody else? Has anybody looked at it?
Yeah, we've actually had a number of interested offers and buyers out there.
Okay.
So we have been looking at those as well. Why don't you guys tell me about you? I mean, you came to me today. What is it that's interesting to you about my property?
Go ahead, George.
Yeah. Well, one is the location. I mean, it's in a decent location. You are willing to sell, so that's obviously something that we're interested in. So it makes it a little bit easier for us. There are obviously some upgrades that need to occur to bring it up to environmental regulations and things like that. So that's the only thing we have to take into consideration. But we would like to possibly expand the building. We had a mini mart onto it, things like that, to help increase sales. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a good location, so that's why we're interested.
Okay.
I don't know if I missed anything, Ben, if you would agree with me, or if you have any other.
No, that's it. We're definitely interested. We think it's a nice area. The neighborhood that it's in has got a lot of projected growth, and so we think you've got a great station there. Just as George said, we have we need for that station to be up to date from a regulatory standpoint, and your station needs some significant upgrades as well as some new pumps. And also, we would want to add a mini mart onto it and upgrade the service station. And for that reason, so we, if we do purchase it, we're going to have some significant expenditures to get it where we need it to be. And for that reason, pardon me, I have to look at my note here to make sure I do this right. Sorry. We would like to suggest a price of $415,000. I can't speak. 415.
Should ask if that's U.S. or Canadian. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the price. Obviously, you guys have some concerns about the environmental standards of our equipment. All of our equipment, while maybe not completely state of the art, does meet all regulatory requirements. And has never had any issues in passing any of its environmental inspections. So I definitely feel that price is a little bit low, given that, as well as given, as we talked about the location, properties in the area, and the cost to build anything on a blank slate right now would be well above that price tag. So I think for the potential that the property has, given the revenues that we've been able to generate, and the location and the potential for you guys to add on the mini mart, et cetera, I think your valuation is quite a bit low. I mean, I'd be looking more around the 700 mark.
Looking at my notes, George, if you want to jump in, go ahead. Otherwise,
Yeah. I was gonna say that seems. Yeah, that according to the market research we've had done and we've looked into, that's actually north of where we've believe we can purchase and possibly build a new service station that's up to date with everything we need. So that's quite a bit higher, I think, than we feel that we can really pay for that, given the amount of work and the money we have to put into it to get it up to date, get it to our standards as Texoil, to where we would want it to operate as a 24-hour mart, open with updated pumps and everything else. I understand they meet the safety issues, but at the same time, we would want to make sure that there is no future problems as well.
So talk to me a little bit about what you said there. You said market research to how to purchase and to build. Have you found additional properties in the area that you've been considering buying? Is there any other property that has that location?
Is there in the area you're talking about?
Yeah. You said my estimate is 700,000.
Yes. In the area, we've looked at land that would, to build something similar with the land again would not be 700,000 according to what we have.
To answer the question too, that we have not identified other current stations that are available for sale. Your station is the only one, but your station needs significant upgrades to meet Texoil standards.
You're exactly right. I didn't say we had other stations, but land to build a new station.
Like land. So you found some land, you would need to build it. Mine would be the only station you're currently looking at. So talk to me a little bit about, I mean, in addition to the mini mart and that, what is important to you? Is it speed to be able to access this property? Is it what is it that's really driving our conversation here today?
Well, we would like to have a presence in that neighborhood. We think that that area is good for growth, and we think that's a positive place to be. And we are, our company would like to grow the number of stations it has in many areas, and this neighborhood, the Port of Los Angeles, meets our criteria. So this isn't the only station we're looking at. We're actually aiming to add at least 100 stations to Texoil. This is just one that meets our criteria and looks positive.
That's a very aggressive growth plan. What's the time frame you have for that growth plan of 100 stations?
About 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to be honest. 415. I really can't do that. That's going to be a challenge for me, given everything that's been put into it, and given where I value both the company and the property. And if we look at, as you said, as your growth plan, my estimates were closer to 700. You're saying yours were less than that. I'm sure the accuracy is probably somewhere in between those two numbers, depending on all the situations. And that also confirms that you'd be able to get all the environmental regulations or regulatory requirements taken care of in order to get this property converted. How are you going to achieve your growth plan? You've got me thinking here a little bit. So as I talked to you before, and I said I have had some other offers. In complete transparency, one of the challenges I faced with in accepting the offers is the fact that I've got concerns about the offers that I've had in terms of the viability of the people that want to buy it, or the organizations that want to buy my company going forward. I don't want the business that I put so much effort into for the last, 12 years or so to be, to go under, right? It's just something it's a part of me. It's, it's such an important company to me. And it's really, really important that when I do sell the property, do sell the company, I know it's going to, a really good company that's going to take care of it and going to grow. And that's why it is appealing to me that, you're talking about growth plans, because it tells me that you're not interested in, shutting down the business that I've helped to establish over the last 12 years, which is so important for me. But that being said, I can't do 415. There's no way I could help you get to that. Anything else that's really important to you, so we could try to help find a different price? I mean, I might be able to go down a little bit.
Well, the thing is, just to be a little more transparent too, our company has estimated that the upgrades that we will have to do to this business will cost anywhere from $150,000 to $200,000. There's a minimum of 100 to get the
Mini Mart.
The mini mart, and then on top of that, we have to upgrade the pumps and the mechanics area. And so, with all those upgrades, we're anticipating it's $150,000 to $200,000 on top of whatever we pay. And we're only authorized to purchase at a certain price that's unfortunately considerably less than $700,000. We have a hard limit that we're not allowed to go past. And
are you willing to tell me that hard limit?
Well, before
conversation.
Well, before we go that far, let me ask you a similar question: is outside of dollars and cents, is there anything else around timing or any other variables that could be introduced into the deal that would be helpful?
So you know what? I'm gonna throw it there is something. Part of the price that I'm looking for does include expenses for my return, right? So because I'm leaving a job and, I'll be retiring with my husband, we still do need a source of income when we come back. Maybe not necessarily a complete full-time income, but we will need a source of income when we come back. You guys talked about a 5-year growth plan, and I'm talking about a 2-year sabbatical from work in order to take this kind of retirement trip. And I'm wondering if, as part of this agreement, there might be the opportunity to look at an ownership or an employment type situation. This would help us in a couple of ways. One, the money that I need to set aside for my living when I get back, it kind of goes away a little bit, because I now have a guaranteed job, right? I don't need to come back and start looking. I have a job. So if that's the case, I could lower my price a little bit. I have the guarantee. So, it's a little bit cheaper for you. I have the guarantee that when I come back in 2 years, I have a role with a company. And obviously, the gas station I've run has been extremely profitable. No, it doesn't have a mini mart, but it has been extremely profitable, has a loyal customer base. So I think in terms of my revenue and the proof that I could show you with all of that, you think I've done a fairly good job. So I think, an offer of potential employment through this could be a great win for both parties.
We can definitely talk about that, because we're going to need managers for the for any station that we have. And of course, if we have an experienced manager, that's ideal versus having to recruit and train and go through that. So we absolutely have a need. So you're going to be on sabbatical for 2 years. When you get back, you want...
What are you looking for when you get back? A management position, a position to work at, a job? What exactly are you looking for?
What am I? You know what? I when I get back, I'd like a job. I mean, I manager role would be great. It'd be nice to step back from the role of owner, where you are working, the 12, 15, 18-hour days. I mean, it would definitely be nice to step back from that. But I do know how to run a gas station. So I could definitely go into that manager role, and some of the stress of the owner would be off, which would be nice. But I know how to. I definitely know how to do it. And like I said, I think the proof's in the numbers that I have.
So what is that worth to you?
I'd say I'd need about $85,000 a year roughly in terms of a salary. So if we assume kind of that coming off my price.
Well, I can.
So
I
let me
can
ask
tell
you.
you. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to ask you about the staff you currently have. What about the staff you currently have there now? Obviously, you seem to have built this business up. You really don't want to lose this business to another company that potentially would run it into the ground. You obviously care about it. You have staff there. Is this long-term staff? Is this short-term staff you have there?
Yeah, no, right now the company's fully staffed by myself and my husband.
Okay, so nobody else is there.
Yeah.
So would you be looking for a role for both yourself and your husband upon return, or just yourself, or?
I'd say just myself.
Okay.
In terms of, I guess what we're talking about today, just myself. A role for my husband might be something to consider down the road, but for today, just myself.
All right. Well, I think certainly, the arrangement that we could have a job for you when you return is something that we could include. But on the price, unfortunately, that doesn't get us where we need to be, and it doesn't get us very close to where we need to be if we're starting at 700. Our gap is still pretty wide. Is there, I mean, would you be able to consider 480?
480 is definitely lower than I was expecting, but just a second. Sorry.
We can't collaborate on these things, so I just jumped out there with that 480.
No, you're fine.
No, he actually said 580. No, just give me a second. It's with the video conference. One sec.
Is that coffee you're drinking?
Yeah. I'm odd when I usually drink coffee till it's about time to go to sleep.
Yeah, I drink a lot in the morning, but I don't drink it usually after that. I'll drink it after lunch. I'm drinking pop.
Would you be able to go to 5?
That's the lowest you can go to, 5?
Do you need me to walk away?
Yeah, no,
I said that was the lowest you could go to was 5.
Yeah, I as you can tell, I was just going through some numbers, and I think with the guarantee of an employment at $85,000 a year upon my return, I could do 5.
Okay.
That work?
All right. Yeah, I definitely think that that 5 would be doable then. Ben,
Okay.
does that sound good to you?
It does. So I think what we're saying is that we would purchase the station, and during your 2 years of comfortably sailing around the world, we would upgrade your station, and we will manage it with we'll manage it with some of our own people, and then when you return in 2 years, you'll have a guaranteed position at 85,000 per year for a sale price of 500,000. Is that what we've all agreed to? Or well, is that the current? Is that where we stand?
That's the offer, right? That is correct, I think.
That's what I see. I'm comfortable with that if you both are.
I'm comfortable with it.
All right. We have a deal.
We have a deal.
Awesome. I'll see you guys in 2 years.
All right.
Have fun.
I'm going to stop recording, but let's stay on.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
And